Now we come to intensive subsistence farming. This type of farming is practiced in areas of high population pressure on land. So, where do we have high population pressure? We have high population pressure in cities. It is a labor-intensive farming where high doses of biochemical inputs and irrigations are used to obtain higher productivity. So, here many people work. It is labor-intensive. It uses high biochemical inputs. Biochemical inputs means for fertilizers, pesticides, all these chemicals are being used. So why it is used? Because they want to get higher production, higher crop productivity. Now why high crop productivity is required? And this is practiced on small piece of land, because you can understand it is done in high population area. That means land is less, but the crops that we require is more. Why? Because the high population and right to inheritance. These are the two causes. Now, say for instance you have a plot of land, and the plot of land you have, say, you are three brothers. Now the small plot of land will be getting divided into three, or whatever is the produce from that land, that will be divided in among three brothers. Now there you require high productivity so that all of you can sustain. To sustain on the small piece of land, you have to use high chemicals and other high-end products so that you can get high productivity, so that you can survive with the small piece of land in highly or densely populated areas. So your intensive subsistence is basically practiced in the cities. Now we come to a different kind of farming, and this is called commercial farming. When farmers do not grow crop or raise animals for their own good but to sell it. So what is commercial farming? By the word commercial you can understand for purpose of business. So in this case the farmers do not grow crop or raise animals like cattle and poultry and all these things for their own purpose, but they do it for the purpose of selling it and earning profit. There are several characteristics of commercial farming. Now, what are the characteristics of commercial farming? It is done on large scale farm. Commercial farmings are done on large piece of lands and on large scale. It creates employment for many. So as it is done on a huge plot of land, so employment is many. It uses high doses of modern inputs. Example, high yielding variety of seeds, chemical fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides in order to obtain higher productivity. So all the modern implements are used in this type of farming. Whether you call it farm machinery, harvester, tractors, tillers, everything are used over here, from high variety seed, chemical fertilizers, everything. Why? To get maximum productivity and maximum profit. In this type of farming, it is capital intensive. That is, it requires a lot of money. So it is a capital intensive. You can understand we need a lot of things, and therefore we require a lot of money. Next we come to cropping season. We have three cropping season in India. One is Rabi, one is Kharif, and one is Zaid. Rabi, Kharif and Zaid. Now before we go to the details of the cropping season, let me give you an interesting fact. From where did we get the names of the cropping seasons like Rabi, Kharif and Zaid? These names look so different. Actually, they are Arabic words. They are in use since the time of Mughals.
These words in Arab represents different seasons. Crops are grown in different crops are grown in different season, and that's why these cropping seasons name has been derived and given. Now let's come to the first crop, and that is Rabi crop. Rabi season is from October to March. Rabi in Arabic means winter, and harvested in summer.
April to June. Rabi crops include wheat, barley, oats and chickpea, as well as mustard. Kharif crop. Kharif in Arabic means autumn. Season is from July to October. During southwest monsoon and harvested in September-October. Kharif crop includes rice, maize, bajra and arhar. Zaid. Zaid crop season is from March to June and is also called Zaid crop. Now, Zaid means prosperous. This is prosperous. Why this word prosperous and Zaid is given? It is because the crops that are grown like musk melon and cucumber, all these bitter gourd, these crops or these vegetables and can be grown in any time, any season, provided water is given properly. You have proper irrigation facility. So that's why the name Zaid is been given. So Zaid means prosperous. Now, different types of crops. We have 4 types of crops. Major crops, crops other than grains, non-food crops, and horticulture crops. Major crops are wheat, maize, rice, millets, etc. These are basically our staple food. Then crops other than grains are sugarcane, tea, coffee, oilseeds. Non-food crops include rubber, jute, cotton and other fiber crops that we have. And finally we come to horticulture crops. Horticulture crops are pea, potato, onion, cabbage, tomato, etc. In the previous video, we have seen that we have discussed about horticulture. Now let's understand what is horticulture. It is a branch of agriculture that deals with the art, science and technology and business of growing plants. So it is the art, science, technology and business of growing plant. It includes cultivation of medicinal plant, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs, mushrooms, algae, non-food crops like grass and ornamental plants. Now let's come down to some major food crops, and here we will be discussing in chart wise two crops, one Rabi crop and one Kharif crop, and rest of the crops that you have in the book you have to write down in your own in this fashion. I have written it just to make you understand how to write them and learn them. The first major crop is rice. Rice. Type of crop, it is a Kharif crop. Type of soil it requires clay or alluvial soil. Temperature it requires, that is 25 degrees Celsius and above. Rainfall that it requires is 100 centimeter to 200 centimeter. Areas where this crop is grown is northern plain, that is West Bengal. Other areas include Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Punjab and Haryana. Second crop, wheat. Wheat is a Rabi crop. Type of crop, it is Rabi. Type of crop, it is a Rabi crop. Type of soil, it is loamy soil or black soil. Temperature 18 degrees to 22 degrees. Rainfall 50 centimeter to 70 centimeter. Punjab, Haryana, Bihar, UP, MP and Rajasthan are the main areas. Thank you, and write them in your copy.